Good morning, everyone. Well, again, it's Thursday, and I hope you all are having a wonderful, beautiful morning. It's a little cloudy here, but it's still a beautiful day. So, today, on our Did You Know section, we're going to talk about combs, um, different types of combs, what they are used for. A lot of times you see different things in the store, be like, okay, what is that comb used for? Or what type of comb should I use in my hair? Or this customer have this kind of hair, or this client have this kind of hair. What type of comb should I use? It's very important. Combs play a big part in the outcome of your style, in detangling, and just everyday combing the hair. So that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? And one of my favorite things to really talk about with my clients are the right tools that you need to use for your hair, what's going to work for you. We know now we have a lot of multicultural hair types, and you need to learn how to deal with it, how to navigate through them with ease. Um, a lot of different mixtures in culture textured hair, which is awesome because it gives you the ability to master those techniques on that type of hair. That's one reason I can navigate through multicultural hair very fast. I've had to come up with my own ideas how to get my system together. Everything you do need to have a system. Whether you're styling, what's your system for styling? What's your system for shampooing? What's your system for conditioning? And all of those are given to you when you go through the cosmetology or the barber course for the basics. But in everything we do in this field, we learn our own systems, how we deal with it, still going by the right guidelines. I want to express that your system, a lot of my systems I still use from when I went to cosmetology school. I will not stray from them because it helps me navigate through things and doing properly the proper procedures for those systems and those styles, those things that we're doing, chemicals, whatever it may be, okay? But the first comb we're going to talk about is what I would call a standard comb. Here's one. It's a standard comb. These are carbon. I have learned to buy all my combs carbon because they are heat resistant. And so that's a piece of cotton. So what I would do is add to my collection. Now, when I started out, I would buy maybe 2, 3 a month because they're not cheap. But you can go online and get some nice carbon combs. When you begin to buy the carbon combs that are sponsored by a well-known stylist, like Vidal Sassoon, I have those type of combs in this, and you're gonna pay more because you're paying for that name. But when you can go get a standard carbon comb, and they navigate through the hair very good. They help with static, everything of that nature. But this is just a big standard carbon comb. When you're dealing with thick hair, medium hair, fine hair, I wouldn't need this one, or depending on how long the fine hair is. But this will be my go-to, just a standard thick comb, okay? So once again, it's carbon, static free, chemical free, won't burn if you're using a flat iron or curling iron, because we have to use our combs to protect the scalp from the heat. So once again, a lot of my combs are carbon. That's what I started buying, and I'm going to keep adding to them because I'm a comb dropper. Okay, that's something you always want to do, is add to your combs. I'm a comb dropper. I'm going to pick it up, put it in my disinfectant container to be cleaned. Each client, you may use several combs on one client. So you can never, ever have enough combs, okay? My second one is still a standard comb. I want you to see the difference. These are all standard, okay? All of them are standard. Here's another standard. And you may be wondering, why is this big gap on that tooth? A lot of you already know because I've seen them in your stash, okay? I love these combs because if you have to part, that's what this is, a parter, okay? It helps you part really easily, okay? But all of these are standard. They're just different size, and all of them are carbon. All of them are carbon combs. So these are my faves. I love them. I got them in whatever colors they come in, because I like colors. I don't like looking at just one color all the time. It just stimulates you sometimes, stimulates your vision. I want to say I've had this set now for about 6 years. Look at it. No teeth melted, anything like that. So I love my carbon combs, I'm a comb hoarder. You can call me that, a comb whisperer. So, but I do drop combs a lot, so it is what it is. But I have enough to get me through a full day or maybe 2-3 days of clients. You can never have enough combs, okay? So, but I love them. I love them. I love them. My next one is going to be the rat tail. And once again, this is carbon too. A rat tail is very good when you're doing your chemicals, relaxers, any type of relaxer. You're going to use this to go through, to get through to base, or to put your little subsections for your chemicals. And you notice it's not scarring my skin at all because it's so smooth. It's round with a nice point, with no plastic edges. When they make them, they have to put them in a mold. But teeth are nice, won't snag your clothes. A good way to tell a comb is to put it on something lacy or even a microfiber cloth. If it snags your clothes, this is, no snag at all, okay? And that's what you want to look for in a comb. Very nice point. I love a point when I'm doing my chemicals. I love a point if I have to do cornrows or braids or anything of that nature, or anything I have to part with. I love my combs. Even this comb has the same thing. The teeth are so smooth, so it's not going to go through and rip the hair. That's the number one thing you want to look for in a comb. How smooth are the teeth? Is it any ragged edges? If you're paying $1 for a comb, guess what? You're getting $1 worth of comb. And like I said, you can find these on Amazon. I'm not an eBay person. You just got to know your seller. But a lot of good stuff on eBay. A lot of the students find things on eBay as well. But these teeth are so smooth, it will navigate through the hair with ease. No static because they are carbon. You may get a little static depending on the person as well. But a rat tail comb will really help you if you're rolling a perm. This is your go-to. Or if you're used to a standard comb, this is your go-to. That's that parter I'm telling you about. That little gap there acts just like the tip of this comb. So once again, love them, love them, love them. But this is a rat tail. A lot of purposes for the rat tail. But I see some people trying to use this to cut hair with. No, 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 no. Your standard comb for haircuts. This is too close to teeth unless you trying to shear over comb or whatever. But this is not for that. This is for chemicals, braiding, things like that for nice parts. These also come smaller. If this is too big for you to do a haircut with, if you do a lot of cuts, you definitely want a lot of standard combs. I find standard combs work the best for haircuts and things like that, okay? So those are standards. Combs like this. They're metal tip combs. Here's another one. Once again, this is not carbon. This one is not carbon. This one is carbon, okay? You see the difference in the size? They come in, longer tips. I want to see how long the versus the tips. They're about the same, but they have longer tips for longer hair too. I didn't want to pull out everything, you know. But once again, if you are doing something that's precise partings, foiling, anything like that, the combs with the tips, metal tips like that is where you fold the foil. These make it more easier. I've seen people, you know, do perm wraps with these as well. Once again, this one is nice, sturdy, and thick. This one, not so. This is a cheaper comb. I'm gonna put it this way so you can see how it's don't have the strength. You see this one don't hardly bend. Now this one is from my Vidal Sassoon collection, the pink for breast cancer. I always try to find things that are pink because after October, they go on sale because they're trying to get rid of them. So you'll see me with a lot of pink stuff, pink clippers, pink clips, pink combs, anything, because I like getting stuff on sale. So once again, there's that little nugget on that comb. I love whoever came up with this concept. That's your parter right there. It'll take you part through anything you want to, or if you want to do it this way. Once again, this is a multi-use comb. A lot of people use them for foiling as well, but this is a go-to for foil. You see how much longer that metal tip is? They've put everything in this brush for you. I just wanted to show you this. You know, we're not talking about foiling as a procedure, but now we're just talking about combs. But this is what I would use for foiling because I don't have to take my comb part, put it down, then pick this up. Just do it all in one thing for you, okay? Foiling, getting your sections out, ombreing, everything, okay? So I just wanted to show y'all how much longer you can find a tip. They got combs with the tip this long as well for when you're foiling, but this just makes it easier. So you don't have to comb and this, okay? So once again, those two right there. And one other thing, just to give you something, you know, I like to make people laugh. I love to see people laughter and happy. But another good thing this is for. Oh, yeah, scratching your scalp. Because now we know we have a lot of wig wearers. We have a lot of commercial integrations, which are your weave techniques, bundles, and closures. And those are basically like caps on your head. And it just amazed me one time I seen somebody I'm like, what are they doing? And when my daughters got theirs done, I seen them doing. I said, what are y'all doing? They're like, Mom, your head itching. You can't get under there and scratch it. So I went and bought them one of these. Anytime you're using updos and things like that, it is what it is. I don't know what it is. Your hair just itches. It makes your scalp itch. So these are good scratchers. So even with, if you have a client that wear wigs or commercial integrations, braids, it's so many techniques now. I always sell them one of these combs. Retail, okay? Retail. Because that's a pet peeve of mine to see somebody patting their head like this. I know what that is now. That's what it is, stopping the itch. But to me, I'm like, you're just beating your scalp. So just throw that little nugget out there. When you see people doing this, and it comes in all race, creeds, and color. Everybody's wearing wigs. So retail, I call it the scalp scratcher. Just go in there, scratch your head, go in there, gets under there really, really good because we have lace fronts, closures, and that's just like the hair that's on a lace, and it's, you know, sewed down or however you choose to put it in. Lace front wigs, but this get the job done. It's nice and sturdy, so I always include this in any of my commercial integrations and wig installments, and the customers really love it because you thought about them, because they're gonna get itches and the scalp is going to get itchy. They don't have to beat their head, so you tell them what this is for. It's a scratch because your head gonna get itch, okay? Mine is up and it itch all the time, so I have one of these that I travel with, okay? So now we're going to this comb. I used this comb so long, but I never knew the technical name for it. Because when we got them in our kit, they were already out of the original bags. This is called a styler. And I see why I love this comb. For finishing styles, I love this comb. For the simple fact, it's just 3 combs in one. Feather. This is a standard, but it's got the round balls like you would find on a vent brush. So once again, we talk about combs being smooth. Same roundness on these, so it's not going to tear the hair. Even up in here, it's so smooth, no jagged edges. Even here. So you won't have more than one of these. I mean, like I tell you, stack these combs. I wish they would put these in carbon, but there's no carbon, but we're not going to be using these for chemicals. These are just for styling. So feather, standard, and like a little pick if you don't want to really disturb the curls and you just want to kind of make them movable and they don't look like you just got them out of the heating tool that you used. The styler. This is a wonderful comb. Shortcuts, pixie cuts. I'm here to tell you this is your comb. Okay. Longer curls, short hair, if you want to just rake, or this is like taking your fingers through it, you know. But definitely this comb, I love it, I love it, I love it. And like I say, hey, if you only have one, go in and these different combs, buy you one of each every month. And you'll begin to add your stash of combs up, okay? I'm always buying combs. I don't care where I am. Beauty supply, every time I go in beauty supply, I'm adding combs to my basket because I know every time I open my 2 big comb drawers, I'm like, I can get through this day. I can get through maybe 3 days. But I'm always going to disinfect, you know, at the end of the day, all my tools, okay? Here's another comb. Forgive me for my sniffles, y'all. It is allergy season. This is one of our, a lot of people use this as a detangler comb as well. And a lot of people sell these, but you want to make sure they're that little, everything is made in a mold. But those little, I call it extra pieces on cheap combs, just going to beauty supply, regular beauty supply, because most professional beauty supplies will not have bad combs. All of them are going to be good, you know. But just run your fingers down here. And if it snag your skin, you don't want to get that comb, okay? None. And you cannot comb it here because this is where you hold it. You know, clipper over comb, shear over comb, you know. You're going to be cutting. I used a lot of these when I worked in the hair cutting franchises. Between these and my standards, these are what I used. And they glide through the hair. You know, if it's thick, this comb. If it's a thin hair, you want to use your standard comb because you still want to be able to navigate through that hair without, you know, and especially if you're doing clipper or shear over comb, you need a comb that's just going to glide through the hair, and that's what this is for. And they come in different colors, okay? Y'all know I love purple, so another thing, you'll find this comb in different colors. Now they got all the orange, yellows, but I want to let you know these were used to be just black, white. And you got to be mindful if you're using a black comb on somebody, the colors are for you the comb to stand out on the hair so you can actually see what you're doing. When you see pink combs for this, that's made for gray hair because gray is white. But now purple stands up outside that. But like I say, they come in a whole bunch of colors now. So if you're a person that loves lime green, orange, blue, reds, they come in all colors now. Combs come in all colors. And you want to take those combs for those different colors of hair so you can actually see when you're cutting hair, okay? That's what they're made for. But definitely this is a barber comb, okay? That's why you can't comb, no teeth here open. That's where you hold it So you're not doing this. Just ease, hey, bam, bam, cut, all of these. And I have a ton of these too, because like I said, I used to work in the industry where it was nothing but we did hair cutting, and I want to get through 8-9 hours, if I have to be there 10 to help out, of me not having to go back and disinfect my combs, because we know the proper procedure, what you have to do to disinfect your tools and implements. And here's another borrowed comb. This is a leveler. And I don't know if any of you ever seen this. This is strictly like for if you're doing flat tops. Okay, we know we have a flat top comb that's real big and bulky. But this one, I love this one if you need to do a flat top, because it's got the leveler. I don't know if you can see it right there. Here's a leveler and here's a leveler. So if you're doing a flat top and you have to be here, if that bubble ain't right where it needs to be, so it's leaning more that way, so I know I need to kind of go here. Visual. Okay, I'm gonna hold it that way so you can see down. Now if I'm doing a flat top, I'm gonna lean it that way, and now the bubble lets you know, okay, that's not gonna be even. So I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. If I lean it that way, I know, and I gotta go up and bring it back here. It's amazing. I love this comb, especially on flat tops, which is one of the hardest cuts to do. That's why I like watching old school barbers. They can do a flat top before all these combs came out, giving you them techniques on how to do it, and they are coming back. A lot of the mature gentlemen, the military, professional, they love flat tops, and some of the young guys are doing flat tops as well. But this is a leveler. If you're doing something that has to be level, side, precise, the box cuts that all the guys are doing now, the tops are flat. This will help you get through that. Okay. These are two different combs here. These are detanglers. And once again, no snagging, so it won't snag the hair. This one is okay, but these are my babies. This one is what we used to have, but baby, this is a Paul Mitchell detangler. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got them without the Paul Mitchell name on them. Every time I go to Cosmoprof or Salon Centric, Cosmoprof, I'm buying about 3-4 of these. They used to be like $10, and now you can get them for like 3 something. And I give these to all of my clients that are natural hair. When I do natural hair care, and you want to do the little gift bags, clients really appreciate that you thought about them, because most people don't go out and spend money for good combs. So you want to educate your clients as well. When you're educating them, you letting them know, hey, this is what you need to be using on your hair. This is going to benefit your hair. This is going to work for you. This is going to make your day easier when navigating through your hair. So this is, I throw this in my little, I call them my hair love bags, okay? And you're going to factor this into your price, but just the thought that you gave them this, man, along with my favorite brushes, we're going to talk about that too, but not today. But I'm here to tell you, these are gold nuggets on that multiple cultural curly hair. Talking about navigating through some hair, I'm going to always buy these babies, okay? And you can look, I mean, just smooth. They come back and tell me, oh, Shawn, where did you get that comb from? I say from a store you cannot go into, but if you ever need them, I always have them on stock for sale, okay? First one I give out free for them, because then you find children that are, families that are adopting, children with multicultural hair. You want to teach them the proper tools to be using on there, along with the products. I get a lot of questions from people who are foster parents, adopting children of different ethnicities, and they want to know how to take care of the hair. When they're at home, how do they? So I do educational classes for them and give them the tools and the hair care products, a choice for them to choose from. And that's your job to do, find out the knowledge for that so you can, properly educate them. But when I tell y'all, this is one of my honey bunnies. This is one of my honey bunnies. I love these combs. But they were original from Paul Mitchell, but I'm pretty sure you can get them, but Cosmoprof do have them, professional salon stores. But I love this comb. I love it. I love it. I love it for navigating through thick hair. And like I said, this is okay. But once I found this baby, see this? Still strong, but this baby ain't moving nowhere. I mean, it's hurt my wrist. I ain't gonna hurt my wrist because that's my money maker. It's part of the job. Got to keep them together. Okay? For those, like I said, detanglers, proper detangler. This is another styler. Okay? You see these, they got little fine teeth on the teeth. And that's for teasing. And believe me, baby, teasing is not going out of style. The styles that they're wearing now, and they want a little volume, hey, put a little tease up in there, and then this is how you style it. Once again, it's got the coated tips like you find on a vent brush. Okay, and I love these as well. No snagging on the hair. Teeth, they real fine, so it is gonna leave a mark because they're fine, because it's made for teasing. Okay, but it will not rip the hair. Okay, you can, like I say, this is just standard, but once again, carbon. This is not carbon, but I do have these in carbon as well. Like I say, now every comb I can find, if it come in carbon, I'm getting it in carbon. Excuse me again. So, like I said, I love these combs. Like I say, when you get our elderly generation, if you cannot tease, they ain't coming to you. They love tease in their hair. They want to see their hair shaped with the tease at the base where you cannot see through their hair. And teasing helps you with fine hair, okay? So this is a go-to. They got all kind of teasing combs. I didn't bring them all out now, but when I tell you this is the go-to, out of all the teasing combs I have, I still always go back to these because it's small enough to get in to fine hair and do what you need to do with just at the roots. And if they wanted that hair to stick, long hair, if you got to do something, fashion show, or you helping behind the scenes of, some stylists that put on fashion shows, when I tell you, I used to do that behind the scenes because I love what I do. You don't never have to let me go up front. Just keep me in the back while we start doing the hair. But to make that hair stand up, long hair till it just, your tease is your base. So this is my go-to. I'm going to always have this for weddings. Put them in there, because you want a little base so that bride and those bridesmaids can make it through the day, okay, without you having to be called out every 5 minutes, okay? If you paid to stay the whole day, that's okay, but when your base is down, you enjoying that wedding, okay? There you go. Once again, a teaser. And this little baby right here. I love this. When I do barber cuts, man, when you're fading, y'all know men are so picky about their fade. And you want to master fading. This is the go-to. See how thin that is? See how small this is at the bottom? This is made for those close spots where you step back. You see, still a little dark right here. You put these teeth under there and you do clip over comb, whether you have to hold it at a 45-degree angle on up. That's what this is for. And it's flexible. I want you to see how flexible it is. So you can put it up against that scalp. I got to try to hold. I don't know how to try to get y'all to see. Yeah, let's do it that way. See, so if it's a curve in the head and you need to go in there and, do that, go in there and kind of clean that up. That is amazing. I love these combs. And another thing I use these for starting locks. This part right down here is a technique to that. But they have lock combs, but this one is so much better because it's so thin and flexible. It can get in there and do what you need to do and slide it on out. So that's something we ain't gonna talk about today. We're just talking about the different combs and what they're used for. So I just wanted to come in and show, did you know what these combs are used for? Because a lot of times people don't know what the different combs are used for. Like we didn't. We seen all these combs. We found out what they was good for because we used them for different things. But they definitely were made for those purposes. So from now on, when you see different combs, now you can share what you know what these combs are used for. Okay, so you got these clients coming in, even you're still in school or you're out in the workforce. You know what they're used for. And now you know you need to have these combs in your toolkit. Okay, all these combs in your toolkit. We never thought we need all these combs, and there are a lot more. Like I say, it's something being made new in this field. That's why I love what I do. It's something being made new in this field every minute, guys. Every minute, every minute, every minute. So that ends our Did You Know segment for this Thursday. And once again, I want you all to stay safe, protecting your families and your loved ones and yourself. Can't wait to see you back in class. Those that are graduating, hope to see you soon. So proud of you guys. So proud of everything y'all doing. So proud that you know, even during this time of frustration, you're handling your business, staying on top of your schoolwork, making sure that book is done, and communicating in the lab. Just want to say smooches, and we'll see you Tuesday. Bye.